Second pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Jets select Zach Wilson.
With the 15th pick, the Patriots select Mac Jones.
To Mac Jones, who last week completed 74% of his passes.
Well, and that was impressive when you consider the amount of heat that the Miami defense put on.
Do you think the early call that looked like it was a fumble changed the tune of the game at some point?
No, I mean, anytime I mean, the refs have a hard job too. They got a lot of stuff that they have to look at. So I understand missing some things, but it's a hypothetical, and who knows, right?
Runner's forward progress was stopped, which is not a reviewable play.
But look where it would have been for the Jets.
Right. It would have been great field position, and Robert Saleh's fired up.
All right, well, proud of our football team today. I thought these guys came back and really worked hard all week, and I thought we made some improvement from what we did last week. Still, obviously have a way to go. A lot of things we can do better, but I thought we did a lot of things better than we did them last week, and so we just need to keep grinding, keep working, and just keep stringing these days and weeks together and keep improving our football team. I had a lot of guys step up. We got some turnover opportunities and took advantage of those. But Wilson made some pretty impressive throws, so he can bounce back. And a big challenge on our hand next week with the Saints. But we'll enjoy this one for a little while and then turn the page and move on.
So, what were the best things that Mac did today, in your opinion, without looking at the film?
Yeah, I mean, I think we did some good things here. We hit a few balls. But overall, we got to do a little bit better. We had a few third down conversions, and then there was some, we had a little pressure. So, it's all come down to good team offense. It's not just about one guy. We got to block. We got to throw, catch, get open, run the ball. So, string good plays together. So offensively, we just got to string more good plays together. A little bit of the same thing last week. We had good plays. We just didn't have enough of them. We could have used 4 more of them today.
You were pointing to the second half of last week's game for Zach Wilson as a positive.
Yeah, he got settled in. It looked like he got more comfortable.
What did you say to Zach after the game?
Just to believe in himself and to shake this one off there. And I promise you, it's not going to be the hardest game he's ever played. So he's got to pick himself up and just get ready for the next one.
Historically, Bill Belichick obviously has a history of taking care of young quarterbacks a little bit. I mean, did you see some of that? Did they throw new wrinkles that Zach hadn't seen before?
No, there was. They do a good job. They're one of the best man coverage teams in football, and there's a lot of. I'm sure there's a few throws that Zach wants back, obviously, but there was nothing schematically that our offense wasn't prepared for.
What do you attribute to the 4 interceptions then?
Like I said, he was off a little bit. First one over the middle to Corey, obviously tip ball and man coverage with pressure in his face. Second one on the boot, a little bit high drop. Third one, I believe, was to Elijah Moore. Again, he didn't put the zip on the ball that he needed to. And then on the last one, it's second and it was whatever down it wasn't forever. And you just got to take checkdowns, take yards, concede the series darn near, and you throw one up, and odds are that's what's going to happen.
Sorry, Coach.
That's okay.
Do you think he lost confidence during the game? Was he more tentative or anything like that?
No, he was fine. He had a great look in his eyes. He was good in conversation. It wasn't like he was overwhelmed. There's just some fundamental things that he's got to understand with regards to obviously taking care of the ball and basic stuff. I mean, you felt like we played we showed up to play. I thought our guys played their butts off, but when you lose the turnover battle 4-0, it's impossible. It's hard enough to win this game, win in this league when the turnover battle's even. When it's down 4, it's darn near impossible.
Robert, you talked before the season about, you said it early August, this was going to be a roller coaster type experience. There was going to be pull your hair out moments. So what do you attribute some of the poor decisions he made to?
I don't know. Those are things we're going to have to go look at. But there's when you have a rookie quarterback, and and they have a rookie quarterback too. I mean, shoot, it's just having confidence that it's okay to play a boring game of football. That's really it. And he is an electric dude. He's competitive as crap. He wants to win so bad. But sometimes it's okay to be boring. And that's probably the biggest lesson that we can take out of this one.
James White again comes in, 28-yard catch, a couple of runs in for a touchdown. Can you just talk about what he does oftentimes
statistically maybe not huge, but just the igniting things, getting things going for you guys, especially offensively today?
Yeah, and James is one of our best players. He's tremendous consistency. He can really do whatever we ask him to do. Third down, first down, run the ball, catch it, blitz pickup. He gives that group great leadership with his preparation and performance. He's always ready to go on game day. So whatever you need him to do, that's a guy you can really count on. And he came through big today. He was able to make a number of good plays for us, and runs and passes, and some key plays. So he's a guy we really count on, and he delivers.
That kind of lead for Bill Belichick is in tow after one. it's pretty dominating.
What do you think led to the abundance of turnovers?
Yeah, they did a good job, man. It's tough. First two passes or interceptions were putting our team, defense especially, in a bad spot there, and I got to do a better job executing, decision making, just being smart with the ball. Turnovers are a big deciding factor in winning games, and I thought our defense played well, and I got to do a better job executing.
What do you think was the best thing you did today? If you've got to step back and look at it.
I think my ball security can improve. I put the ball on the ground twice, but in terms of that, just trying to learn from that. I'm going to get better at that, and just ways to practice it, whatever it is, someone hitting the ball during practice, because in practice we don't hit the quarterback, but there's going to be ways that we can implement that to improve. And I think just trying to move the ball, I can definitely stick to my reads a little better, and I think it starts with me, and I got to be more vocal again, and kind of just in practice you go back and look at the plays that we ran, and there's little improvements we could make, and some plays in the game we made the improvements, some plays we didn't. So you kind of have to do a review of the week and make sure that you can learn from your mistakes, from practice, from the game, from your routine, whatever it may be.
J.C. Jackson's interception seemed like he did a good job of at least running that route. Is that how you saw it? Or?
Yeah, I have to go back and take a look at it. One was tipped, right, and then the other one, I think he undercut the route. Got a good read on it. Then they double moved him later in the game, so it was a good adjustment by the Jets.
Did you feel the game get away from you at all? Were you pressing the issue?
I wouldn't say pressing. I felt like there was a lack of rhythm, and I think it's obviously because, in your first two passes or interceptions, it's tough to find that rhythm. You're not on the field much. All of a sudden, the first quarter's over, and we've only had a couple plays out there on the field, so we got to start better. I got to start better, and then really we just got to execute. It goes across the board, and I'm going to take that this week, and it's on my shoulders. I got to do better.
How do you let a game like this not shake your confidence?
Yeah, this is what we signed up for, right? And there's going to be games like this and the ups and downs. We saw it last week in the first half as well, and so we just keep getting reminded, how long this season is, and how we can just get back and keep getting better and everything. And so I just have to remember, the situation that I'm in, and I'm an important piece in this whole thing, and how can I just keep learning and getting better? And you got to keep that swag and that mojo every single week.
What did the Jets do today that kind of took away some of the deep shots for you guys today?
I think it was just me. I can push the ball down the field more, and they did kind of what we expected them to do and stuff. And obviously they have a good defensive line, like we said, and I can definitely just hold the ball in a good way, just maybe move and try and make a better throw down the field on a lot of plays. So I kind of just have to watch it and see. But when you're out there, you can see it. You talk about it with Josh and Brian, and then kind of move from there. So we'll watch it, and we'll find ways to improve on that. I think for the receivers, they played well, and I need to get them the ball more, and I will. So we'll get the ball out and let them make plays, because we have good skill players. We have a really good offensive line, but I thought, the Jets obviously had a good defensive line as well, so that plays into it as well.
For the Pats.
Well, and I think they're going to call this intentional grounding.
Grounding by the quarterback. He was out of the pocket, but the ball did not reach the line of scrimmage. It'd be a spot. It's a loss of down, and it requires a 10-second runoff.
Have had 3 first-half interceptions by their young quarterback, but their defense, Trent, has held with 3 sacks on the rookie quarterback for New England.
Going on the road next week to play a really tough defensive. How do you make sure that this doesn't snowball with a kid who, for better or worse, plays with a lot of emotion, and that's part of his deal? So how do you make sure that this sort of doesn't snowball?
I don't think it will. You know, he's a young man full of confidence, especially when he goes and watches the tape and he sees what and he's got a chance to hit the rewind button and just kind of learn from everything that just happened. He's a young man full of resolve, and I just know when he sees the tape, he's going to learn a ton off of this experience.
Robert, your defense actually held up pretty well today. What were some of the keys in slowing them down?
A great job by the D in terms of just the mindset, the no-quit mindset. It's deflating when you take the field off of a sudden change. But I thought CJ showed up. All of them showed up. JFM, Rankins, Quinnen. They played hard, and there was no quit. Even that last drive over there in the fourth quarter, ball on the 5, first and goal. Every reason to quit, and they turned up. And so tremendous job by them. And if we get effort like that, we're going to win a lot of games.
Robert, were they doing something to take Corey Davis away? Didn't have as much drugs.
Like I said, no. It was man coverage. Did they lean a plug or two? I'm sure, but it wasn't anything exotic at all.
Did you talk to Zachary? I mean, there was a couple times there late in the fourth quarter where he missed some throws and the boos rained down. Did you talk to him at all about hearing that during his?
No, I don't think anyone heard that. I'll be honest. When that stuff's happening, I don't think players are really focusing on any of that. If you heard it, they're built in a way to keep moving.
Did you ever consider pulling him, Robert?
No.
Helping to push the pile to get Damian Harris in the end zone. James White said, maybe you don't need to do that. But at the same time, how did it feel as a whole offense just to make sure you guys did it?
Yeah, we wanted to score, and everybody was down there pushing, and my job is to make sure that nothing bad happens and try and be by the ball, but and maybe I should just stay back. But at the end of the day, just trying to get the touchdown, and the offensive line created the holes, and Damian made a guy miss, and I kind of carried out my fake, and there he goes. He kind of shot out the back door, and I was like, all right, here we go. So he did a good job getting it in, and I thought we ran the ball hard and made improvements there. So just to see Damian trying and the offensive line running down there, I felt like I could help. But at the end of the day, they made the big hole for him, and he did all the work. So it shouldn't be anything about me. And
you serious?
Did it happen at all in the game? Like, were you overthinking things after those picks and everything? Were you losing confidence?
No, I wouldn't say that. And that's what I feel like. You have to be able to be good at. And it's tough. Because obviously, you're frustrated about things that have happened, but there's that switch inside where you just got to hit the reset button. Every single play is a new play, and I just got to tell myself, hey, I can't be gun shy. I got to go there. I got to sling it around. I got to still be aggressive down the field. Especially when we're down, and I got to take care of the ball. So when things don't go right, you just got to move on.
What made it so tough against the Patriots defense today? What were they kind of throwing at you?
Yeah, they did a good job. I wouldn't say that they do a ton as far as just coverage-wise. I felt like we had a good idea, and we were seeing the field well. It was just, lack of execution. I can think of multiple plays where I feel like, I got to see something better and get to something faster or make even just a better throw, and it was the right decision.
You came in so excited, as excited as you guys were to have them, and walk out of here as disappointed as they did.
I mean, they should be, right? They should be disappointed. I thought our defense played well, and they deserve to see good football. We work our butts off to be able to come in here and play well, and so, right, it is tough when you don't do that. And so, we're going to do what we can this week to keep getting better. And, we're going to just hit that reset button, keep learning from all these things.
Did they do something to take Corey away today?
I wouldn't say necessarily that. I feel like it's just kind of the flow of the game, and, Corey's going to do his thing, and, we're going to do what we can. You got to give them props. They played well.
Mac, your first win, how's it feel?
I think it feels good. Obviously, it's hard to – that's just what everyone's saying. It is hard to win in the NFL, and we played 2 games and won 1 and lost 1. So you got to take it for what it's worth, and we'll get better. I think everybody, including anybody who watched the game, could agree that the offense can play better, and we will. The defense did a great job creating the turnovers, and on offense, I think we definitely feel blessed to win, but at the same time, you got to take it for what it's worth and move on and try and correct the things that we need to work on.
As a quarterback, there's an element of protecting yourself, but instinctively, what's going through your mind when you're behind the play on Harris's touchdown, or you're throwing the block there on the end around for Kendrick?
I think just doing my job. The reverse, my job was to get the end guy in the line of scrimmage, and That's what I was supposed to do, and KB did a good job getting around the edge. And
Bill, what do you think of a quarterback who's willing to throw a block on an end around? A couple things we saw from Mac today.
Yeah, and Wilson made a play on the interception. So, I mean, those are both really competitive kids, and, like Mac's competitiveness, and, he brings a lot there.
Mac, on the other side of the ball, I don't know how well you know Zach at all, but through kind of your circles and stuff, but can you imagine putting yourself in his spot, throwing picks on his first two passes, home opener, all that kind of thing? And
yeah, I mean,
is there any part of it feels for him, even though you want to win the game?
Yeah, I think Zach's a really good player, and as a rookie quarterbacks, that's what I told him after the game. We have to just continue to get better. It's just part of the game, and our defense is really good. So it's a tough defense to go against, and I've gone against them in practice and probably thrown a lot of picks too. So it sucks, and Zach's gonna be a great player, and he's a really hard worker, and he kept his head up, and we just had some brief words there, and I don't know him that well personally, but he's definitely going to continue to grow just like I will too. So
Saleh was just in here, and he said sometimes boring football is okay. Like take the checkdowns and things like that. Is that tough though when you're back there to say, okay, I'm just going to take the short throws and not try to make something happen?
No, I wouldn't say it's tough. When you're in man coverage, right? How are your checkdowns open? There's a dude in man, right? He's following the back. Right, so it doesn't just go down to that. It really goes down to I got to make better throws and better decisions, and just getting on the same page with my guys. And then there is times at the end in 2-minute situation when guys are falling off, I do got to get down to my checkdowns more. I threw a couple, but there was a couple I should have thrown quicker. And I would say at the end of the game it does get tough, right? Because now you are trying to score a lot of points, and so you have to push the ball down the field. That is sometimes tough to just throw a check down in that situation, but not early on.
In the second half against the Panthers, it seemed like you guys as an offense really started to get going. And obviously today, for the 4 quarters, was a pretty big step back. What happened? Was there a change? Was there just something trying to do too much? What was it?
Yeah, probably a little bit of trying to do too much. I would just say lack of execution. It's tough to not have any rhythm when you're not doing well overall as an offense, just to keep saying, next play, next drive. And, we got to do a better job of that. I got to do a better job of that. And we're going to keep getting better. You got to give these guys props. I thought the defense, they did get a job. They played some good coverages, and they manned us up on the back end, and they threw some of their different coverages at us as far as zones as well. And I thought they executed well, and I got to play better.
They actually booed early in the fourth quarter. Did you hear them? Did you hear the boos?
I'm not paying attention to it, but they should be booing, right? It's exactly what I just said. We didn't play well on offense. Our defense gave us a good chance to win, and we didn't execute, and we didn't move the ball well. We didn't score any points, so we got to do a better job there.
A lot was made after when you were first drafted about the competition level of BYU and how there was going to be a jump when you got here to the NFL. Through 2 games, have you experienced that? Have you seen a significant change in the competition from what you faced?
Yeah, my perspective on that whole thing is everything evens itself out, right? I feel like the talent that I was playing with at BYU was similar to the guys we were playing against. So I feel like, now I'm playing with a bunch of NFL players, which helps you play against a bunch of NFL players. I think, as far as that goes, it all evens itself out. Yes, there's great athletes. These D linemen are fast. These safeties are fast. They can run. I wouldn't say that's the reason for our struggles out there on the field. I would just say that's a lack of execution and following the details more so.
To get to where you want to go, do you accept that there's going to be days like this?
Of course. It's challenging. This is a tough league, and we understand that there's going to be adversity, and it's how can you fight back? The best ones are the ones that can go in there, regroup, and still have that confidence coming in the next week.
Would you sum up your day as trying to do too much, do you think?
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say I was trying to do too much. I'd say lack of execution.
So were the Patriots, were they doing a lot up front to kind of try to confuse you guys?
Not necessarily. We understood what personnel they were going to throw at us. We knew what our base defense, nickels, dimes, packages, all that different things were going to look like, and we just got, it really comes down to execution. I can't tell you anything else besides that. I felt like we knew what they were giving us. We just got to execute.
When you look at the picks, how many of them were bad decisions? How many of them were just bad throws?
I don't know exactly. I think we got to go back and watch the film. I think unfortunately there's a couple that I wasn't mad about the decision. Obviously the one on the left side, I got to take care of the ball. Bust or not, seeing the coverage, whatever, I saw what they were doing. I just got to take care of the ball. And if it's just not there, check down's not there, throw the ball away, get out of the pocket, throw it away, make a play, whatever. But besides that, I feel like I was seeing the field well. Now we just got to execute, and I got to make good decisions.
On the first one, could you they had a delayed blitz up the middle. Number 8 was coming, so you saw him coming at you, and you think you hurried that one at all into coverage?
No, that's not what I mean. They were in man coverage, and I had CD over the middle working a one-on-one, and based on how the guy was playing, I probably just shouldn't have thrown it. And that's really what it comes down to. I was still within my timing. When I threw that ball, it didn't matter where number 8 was. I mean, of course, when we get to the sideline, they're talking about how they can pick up number 8 and all that, but it had nothing to do with the throw.
On that 4th interception, what happened on that play?
Yeah, really it was, really just kind of, lack of execution, I would say. I don't know if there's really much we can say right there. It's just understanding what they're giving us, seeing the field the right way, and making sure I make good throws and take care of the ball. It's just, understanding what they give us.
What coverage were they in on that 4th interception? Did it confuse you? How?
Yeah. Which one? It was the one out on the sidelines. Is the one I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean they were playing their 2-trap coverage. Saw the field well. They did a good job of taking my check down to the side. We did have a little bit of confusion out there on the side, but the ball's in my hands. I got to take care of the ball.
Well, what do you see in him? You said you feel like he's a really good player. What are you seeing out of him?
Some of the throws he made. That last 7 route, minute to go in the game in front of their bench. It's a pretty good throw.
You guys did a pretty good job on Wilson. What did you see out of him? When a guy's throwing that many picks, maybe not specifically what you were doing, but speak to the job that you guys did on him.
Yeah, well, we had some opportunities and we took advantage of them. So you have to ask him about those plays. I'm not sure exactly what happened.
What improvements did you notice in your offensive line compared to last week?
Yeah, they did. I thought they did a good job protecting me tonight. There's a couple I got to get the ball out of my hands, but it's tough when we're trying to get some chunk plays in some critical situations, and I got to hold on to it for a little bit, or something's not there, check down's not getting out because protection stuff. We just got to. It goes back to execution. I wouldn't say it was anything we weren't ready for or necessarily didn't see tonight, protection-wise, pass game-wise, any of it. I thought we ran the ball well, we protected well, and we just got to execute.
Do you feel like you were seeing ghosts out there at the turn?
No, most definitely not.